All right, everybody, I'm out in the garage here this morning. This is going to be a little bit of an update on the Henry J, the 51 Henry J that I'm working on. But before I get to that, I wanted to kind of touch on this a little bit. Yesterday, if you watched my previous video, I bought this AMT kit, this 40 Ford Coupe, at the local hobby shop, and I looked online and determined that this is it came out probably around 74 or 75, but this is one of the many reissues. This is a 2018 or 19 release, and so I'm glad I got that one. And this one that I was negotiating a price online with this fellow, this monogram 37 Ford sedan, it's on its way. So I got two nice Fords here that I'll be working on this summer. Okay, now over to the Henry J. Well, I'm gonna tell you what, this rear end on this thing has been a chore for any of you guys that have put this Revell's 51 Henry J together. You know about the rear end on this thing, how that differential, it is suspended in the middle of the air. When you go to glue this thing in, it doesn't attach to anything. Right here's the instructions. You see the differential down there, right there, the dark gray piece. That's floating in midair, and these support bars, we call them traction bars back in the day, they attach to the frame along with the springs. They attach to the frame as well, but this is all hanging out in the middle of nowhere. So this is what I came up with. I glued the wheels and tires onto the differential, just tack glued them, just really lightly, and set it down where the tires were actually hitting the body, because I had the body taped to the pan and the frame and everything. So I set that differential down on there, and then I started attaching the bars. I first glued up here, and then I attached those bars to the differential and let that set up for a little bit, and then I came back and I added the springs, glued those in place. Once I got that in place, I could actually pick up the rear end and move it up and down. So that was a good thing, because when I went to put the shocks on, they were a little too long, so I had to glue the shocks to the frame first, and then pick up the rear end and slip the other part of the shock into these holes on the shackles. And it seemed to work out okay. It looks like it's just clearing the fenders, and looks like I got her centered pretty good. I hope it is, but it looks pretty good. But boy, I'm gonna tell you, that was a head scratcher there to figure out how to get that differential glued in there. I'm glad I got that far. I think the only thing I have left to do on this is install the front shocks, and they go on from the top side, because this is all actually sitting here upside down. But yeah, it's coming together. But boy, that was a chore. I'll pull all this back apart once it sets up really good, and then I'll hit it with a lot of super glue to hold everything in place. But the body's going to come off of there, and then I've got this sanded down good enough to where I'm going to get some primer on it this afternoon on the body and the hood, a light coat of primer, just so I can see what I have left that I need to sand, what I missed. So I'll get some primer on that on the body and the hood, and that'll sit for a day or so, and then I can start hitting the areas that I missed. But just thought I'd give an update on where I'm at on this Henry J, and what a chore this differential has been to get glued in position. All right, fellas, that's about it.